Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another eBay sales update for the week of September 24th through the end of the month, September 30th, 2018.
Okay, not a super great week, so I can go into a little more detail than I usually do on what I sold. So I sold another Veritas tool. These tools are made in Canada. They're very specific woodworking tools. As I said last week, we built our house, and these tools were able to assist us in doing some scribe work with the logs. So they're very unique tools, and they're also really well made, but they're also very expensive. So this sold. It was a honing guide and a jig. So this is the jig, and then the honing guide is I think, or this is, I don't know. I do not do this kind of woodwork, so I'm not. It was a sharpening, basically, system for chisels. That's how specific this is. So anyway, $34.99 is what it sold for. I collected $42.09 because they paid shipping, which is all of my items I have the buyer pay shipping. I spent $9 on this because I bought a lot. So this included the other one as well that I sold last week. $12.27 for eBay and PayPal fees, as well as shipping costs, for a total profit of $20.82, and it took 3 days to sell. So it's also a fast seller if you price it right. Abalone shell. It was very simple little necklace. It sold for $9.99. I guess I had free shipping on this. It didn't cost me anything because it came from a jewelry jar win from Texas Gal Treasure. If you haven't found her YouTube channel, I suggest you head over there and watch her as soon as you're done watching me. But anyway, at every 1,000 subscribers, she gives away something. And so she gave away a jewelry jar, and I won it, which was awesome. And that little pipeline's working for me. I spent $4.16 in shipping and PayPal fees for a total profit of $5.83. And it took 6 months to sell. And I still have stuff to list out of that jar, like 2 years later. Dry fit jacket, or like a pullover top. So here's the label on that. This came out of the consignment store bag. I collected $23.81 total on this. It sold for $19.99. So I spent $1 on it. $6.99 shipping and fees. Total profit $15.82, and it took 10 days to sell. A Google shirt. I got this at the bins in the Bay Area. There's only one bin that I'm aware of south of San Francisco. And that's one of the few bins I've ever been to. Anyway, there was a Google shirt, and on the back it said something funky. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky. I don't know if it was like a special thing for Google employees, but this finally sold for $9.99. I collected $12.91. I paid about 45 cents for it. $4.77 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.69. It took 13 months to sell. Here is a vintage thermometer from Bozeman, Montana. I sold it locally here, so I was able to deliver it on his doorstep. So actually, I didn't collect any shipping fees. I refunded him. And he made an offer of $15, and I took it. So $3 is what this cost me at an estate sale. $2.47 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $9.53, and it took 3 weeks to sell. Here's some Lucky Brand shorts for boys. Yeah, not a super hot seller, but it did sell before the winter, so I was grateful. Sold for $9.99. I collected $14.09. Came out of the consignment store bag, so I spent $1 on it. $6.10 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $6.99, and it took 6 weeks to sell. This is why I don't sell clothes anymore. Gazetteer, the last one that I have out of that lot, it sold for $9.99. $13.16 is what I collected. I spent $1 on this at an auction. $5.05 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.11. It took 3 weeks to sell. Here's another Nike shirt. The only thing that made this sort of unique is that it had the Big Sky Montana logo, but it was very similar to the other one. These were new with tags. Also came out of the consignment store bag. It sold on sale for $27.89. I collected $32.55. I spent $1 on it. $8.88 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $22.67. And last but not least, Uh, I am going to talk about this for just a second. I bought a big tub of train things at an estate sale. I paid up for it, but all education is expensive. And I figured this was maybe a cheaper way to figure out what is valuable in trains. I know there is money in trains, but I'm not really sure, or I wasn't really sure what was worth money. But now I know that this is a good brand to look for. These are new old stock, and these were also made in the United States. They no longer are. They're made in China. So I figured there was some value in that. So those are things to look for, this brand Atlas. This was a remote switch, so the track is not worth very much. But when it's unique like this, and it has, it's not just a straight piece of track. This is actually, it's got some electrical component to it. I know nothing about trains. My son's best friend was really into trains, and he hung out with all the old guys that had the really elaborate, like, warehouse place. Over in Livingston, Montana, they have a train museum, and down in the basement, they have a bunch of model trains set up that they only open to the public a couple times a year, but he was on the special list and got to go down there and go visit, and my son went with him and was impressed. And then his mom told me how expensive this stuff was. So I knew that there was value. That's what I'm getting to. I knew there's value in train stuff, but I really didn't know what. So obviously this is one, and there were some cars in there that I can't remember what, I think they were, I don't remember what brand they are off the top of my head, but anyway, it's the trains. Quite frankly, some of the train engines and train cars are the ones where the money is. So it cost me $55 to figure that out, but I'm not going to lose money. So I did pay up for this. So it's going to sound like I didn't make very much. So $24.99 is what it sold for. I collected $28.49. $9.17. So I ended up with 6 different lots of things out of these 2 tubs of train things. Some are going to sell for more than others. This one sold for $25. This is the smallest amount that I was breaking these things in. I still have 3 more of these sets available. So $7.24 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $12.08. I do have 3 more of these to sell, so that's pretty good. And it only took 2 days to sell. So I think these might go relatively quickly. I'm hoping. Okay, so looking at these grim numbers, $162.82 is what everything sold for. I collected $192.09. I spent $25.62 mostly because of the Veritas and the trains. Now the trains was education. The Veritas, I knew I was going to be able to recover my money quicker. And actually this jig and honing guide, I didn't even know this was in there. I was really after the Wonder Pups, so because I knew that's where the money was, and I made most of my money back on that. But you know what? I'll take a $20 bill. Thank you very much. So anyway, $25, $62, $50 is what I spent on everything. $57.93 are eBay, PayPal shipping fees for a total profit of the week. Ouch! I think that's maybe one of the worst profits I've had in years and years. $108.54. That is really grim. And my whole September was just awful. And I'm not sure why. I feel as though eBay's really pushing the new stuff and not the used stuff. But that's just an opinion. Amazon merch. I sold 3 pop sockets, 7 shirts, and I had 1 return for a total royalty of $34.37. So my profit this week from my e-commerce adventure, $142.91.
Sigh. I am I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out how to play their game now, because obviously it's not happening. I don't know. I had a sale. I don't know. I think, I'm just going to keep trying. I keep listing. I did an accountability sheet for myself last week that a lot of people have been doing. I listed 21 things, not quite the 25 that I always try to get, but, pretty good. And even more than the week before. And I'm trying to list good stuff, not listing clothes. And I don't know. It should be better. I don't know if people just don't want used things anymore, if I am still picking the wrong things. I mean, some stuff sells in 2 days. Those tools are selling in 2 days. The track sold in 2 days. So obviously some things people are looking for, but maybe not, I don't know. So I started thinking about the logic of promoted listings versus markdown. So if I mark down something, I make 7% less. If I do promoted listings, I usually do 3%. So then I come out 4% ahead. If I do promoted listings, let's see if eBay will reward me more, even though I guess they make the same, they're making even more. So they're not only making this, the extra 7% value, plus they're making a 3% on top of that. So of course they're looking at it like yeah, that's it. So they're looking at that as, wow, we're making more money. We're making 3% off the final value. And they're not having a sale. So their stuff's selling for more. But I'm wondering if the psychology of people is they really want to see that slash through with the red number, because then they feel like they're getting a deal. And I don't know if eBay is just trying to make everybody think there are nothing but deals and there are no sales on eBay. I don't think that's the case either. So anyway, I'm going to try promoted listings this week instead of having a sale and see if that does better. As far as the way I look at it, I'm actually coming out 4% ahead. That may not be the right way to look at it because I'm making 7% less, which is what I usually mark my stuff down at. That's why I say 7%, versus paying 3% to eBay. I don't know. If you have a comment, leave it down below. Hope you guys have a good week. This is the start of Q4. Let's have positive vibes for everybody so that everybody gets some good sales. List your costumes, list your sweaters, list your jackets, and let's go make some money. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.